Hey guys, have you heard of DeepSeek? It is an innovative Chinese artificial intelligence. Besides being significantly more efficient than ChatGPT, it is also open source. If you're unfamiliar with the term open source, allow me to provide a brief explanation. Picture this. Open source means that the software's source code is freely available and can be modified and shared by anyone. Coca-Cola? Decide now to simply release the Coca-Cola formula, the secret formula. What do you think will happen in the soft drinks market? Companies that used to produce a not very pleasant cola soda now have access to what we can say most famous, cola soda, Coca-Cola. This information is now public. Anyone can utilize it. People can even produce this soda themselves. Companies will start replicating this soda and may even enhance the formula. Individuals at home will have the ability to create it as well. Can you create your very own Coca-Cola? Essentially, it's like working with open source software. That's the idea. When you're developing software, you work with numerous lines of code and different architectures embedded within it. These secrets are generally withheld. Why? Because it's analogous to a software product similar to Coca-Cola, for instance. The end user doesn't get access to the algorithm like they experience Coca-Cola. They get the taste and experience of the drink. Conversely, when you release a software's code, you're essentially exposing the recipe, revealing the secret that anyone can replicate. Any company can copy and enhance it, anyone can copy it. And as extraordinary as it sounds, this new artificial intelligence will be capable of running even on PC gamers' systems. Can you envision that? Perhaps you can't fully grasp the magnitude of what I'm explaining. To operate conventional artificial intelligence, let's consider traditional artificial intelligence. In this context, you'd require significant computational power. Too loud, too loud. A gaming PC is not a very cheap PC, but anyone can get a gaming PC. And therein lies the first impact of the release of the DeepSeek code. With the release, anyone, any company has access to that code. And companies that had a monopoly on artificial intelligence like ChatGPT itself no longer have all that power. This will reduce a lot of costs. Imagine your company to have an artificial intelligence service. Social should pay a very steep price monthly for artificial intelligence companies. And these companies, for example, they have computational power, which is very high computational power to be able to run everything there. All requests from other companies also consume the artificial intelligence service. They have employees to train artificial intelligence. Now, with the release of the code, the costs are going to be very low because you now get to have this on your own. Precasa EEA, the architecture of this artificial intelligence is different from the architecture of ChatGPT, for example. Speaking a little more technically, ChatGPT kind of wastes resources when you start using the service aimed, for example, at engineering. It puts computing power far above what is needed to answer your question. Let's say so. DeepSeek doesn't do that. It just puts in computational power, which is needed to answer the question. This makes the use of computing power much more efficient. So imagine you, instead of paying to have a conventional AI, you can have your own AI in-house to do investment analysis. What if? Just an example. How will this change the artificial intelligence landscape? But we can already detect two things that will change the market scenario. You now have the democratization of access to artificial intelligence. Any company, any person can have access to their own artificial intelligence. And you have the drastic reduction in operating costs. Imagine a third impact. What will the artificial intelligence market look like? The competition. Because before, due to the high cost, you didn't have so many companies that provided artificial intelligence service, and now they will compete with many more people. For us as consumers, this is a great advantage. Imagine, instead of having to pay $200 to have the latest ChatGPT with the most evolved version, you can opt for other options, smaller companies, and with artificial intelligence, which is more focused on what you need. Now also think about the opportunities to send. Previously, only a handful of companies held significant power with their AI capabilities. Now, the landscape has shifted. Kadu will open up to new companies, new startups. and this is a giant investment opportunity. Think of those who invested in Amazon at the very beginning, or Microsoft. Now, we will have countless artificial intelligence startups. Another thing that will be affected is data security. With all this power of artificial intelligence in the wrong hands, which is sure to happen, we're going to have countless criminals using artificial intelligence to steal data, to commit fraud, to do every kind of evil possible. And my friends, this is going to happen. You can be prepared. And another blow that was very strong in the financial market was the fall of Nvidia shares. For those who don't know, the computing power of artificial intelligence is largely coming from GPUs. They are graphics cards. In essence, Nvidia is the company that took full advantage of this trend. Just from yesterday to today, its shares dropped by 17%. But why did it experience such a significant drop? The companies that are responsible for artificial intelligence need to have very high, very strong computational power. They really need to have supercomputers. And Nvidia has always been the largest supplier of components for these supercomputers. But now you don't need all that computing power. You now, from home with OPC Gamer, manage to have enough computing power to run your own artificial intelligence. Honestly, I think China's strategy is as follows. China doesn't aim to compete in software, yet it dominates the market. Hardware vendors around the world have released the code for DeepSeek, something that takes years of research to create more AI users. However, not only ChatGPT users, people who will have their own artificial intelligence at home, and also smaller companies, because power was very concentrated, and now it is much more democratized. So what's your take on that? Do you think this will really change the landscape of artificial intelligence in the world? I left your opinion. See you in the next video, and bye.